The following program was produced by an independent community producer. The opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of the ECAT staff or board of directors.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. It's the Ron Van Dam Show.
Hold on tight, things can get a bit weird, if you like that sort of thing.
Hey, welcome to the program. It is that the guy said. It's the Ron Van Dam Show, and they're not responsible for anything that I say or even do during this half hour. They made that very clear to me and obviously to you. Hey, if you ever wanted to go into a radio or some type of broadcast, it's not for the faint of heart. Don't do this at home. Seriously, be careful. It's dangerous. Welcome to the show. Make yourself comfortable. I will entertain you for half an hour, and then maybe you're going to be watching some kind of school sports game or a couple of people who are experts on how to care for ficus plants. I really don't know what's going to happen. Maybe some historical show that will help you understand what happened when you weren't here, or something that who cares? All right. Anyway, I'm going to admit something to you that I haven't really admitted to anybody. No, it's not that. I still have a landline phone in my house. Ron, what? Yes, I do. And there's two reasons that I have a landline phone. Now, I know that some generations, the Generation X and Generation P, actually, I'm Generation P because that's what I do in the middle of the night, but that's what it should be called. But what do you call the generations that were born in 2000? Privileged? I don't know. You guys are probably saying, my God, Ron, you still have a landline phone? Let me ask you a question. What is that? They don't even know what it is. Landline, it sounds like I have a ship at sea or something, and I'm calling in to tell my loved ones that I'm in the middle of the ocean and I won't be returning until the fleet. I'm calling from my landline. It's a storm out here, Betsy. I don't think I'll be coming home for a week. I'm calling on the landline. Actually, I'd be calling to the landline. I have no idea how that works either. But no, landline just means that I have a phone that has to plug into the wall. I'm sorry, but that's what that means, kids. Yeah, now, I have the landline. Actually, I have 4 of them. I have 3. One doesn't work. One actually broke, and I'm not replacing it. So I have 3 working landlines in my home. What? I know. Ron, don't you have a cell phone? Yeah, I do. But here's the problem. When I entered into a lifelong contract with the devil, which is Comcast, you get a landline thrown into the bundle. What's a bundle, you may ask? It's a whole lot of things. It's the internet, and it's the cable, and the home phone. That's the bundle. The bone phone. The home phone costs you basically nothing in the bundle. So I get it because they have it, and I'm not going to turn down anything someone gives me in a bundle for free. I'll take it. And I can call any place in the United States, Mexico, or Canada. United States? What the hell's wrong with me today? I apologize. I can call Canada. I know nobody in Canada, anybody in Canada, but I can call them if I want to, I suppose. I don't know anybody in Mexico, but I guess I'll make a call later on and order a taco. I don't know what to do. So I have the landline, and I'm embarrassed about it. Also, when the landline rings, it's almost like whatever I'm doing, I have to stop doing it to answer the landline. But I do that with my cell phone, too. You know, there's a price to pay for being so available to everybody. It becomes like Pavlov's dog. You know, as soon as you hear the signal, you must run to it. It's a horrible, horrible way to live. But I do have the landline. It does date me somewhat, I suppose. I don't call people on the landline. I do use my cell phone because it has the contact list and all that stuff. But I do have the landline. I've not really admitted that to anybody. I was going to go down to the church to confession and talk to the priest behind that screen and say, Father, I have a landline. And by the way, he's not really my father. Let me tell you a father story. Right? You know what I'm talking about? My father and father was a good man. He was not an alcoholic. He wasn't abusive. I think those two things alone make him a good person. He was fine. He didn't do too much with us. He didn't do too little with us. He was just right. He was like the three bears. It was just right. And he's no longer with us. He's over there. He's up there. Could be down there. I don't know where he is. But he's no longer within our lifestyle here. And when I think of him, I think of quite a few things that he said that were very deep and very thought-provoking, and that was wonderful, and I carry those thoughts with me. There was one incident that I shall never forget, and whenever the subject of my father comes up, or a father, or me going to confession and confessing that I have landline telephones in my home. That's where the father conversation began. This is how I do the show. This is a stream of consciousness, or a stream of unconsciousness, I should say. My brother, 4 years younger than I am, but we got along very, 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 very well. We both had the same mindset, the same interests. We'd like to play the same games. We didn't tease each other. We never fought. We were the perfect brothers. We supported each other. We were mild-mannered reporters for the Daily Planet. We were just, it was just an excellent, excellent sibling childhood. About 4 years younger, 3, 4, maybe even 5 years younger. I don't know. But we loved to play hide and seek or hide and go seek. I don't know the proper terminology for the game, but again, those of you that were born in the year 2000 and beyond don't know what I'm talking about. It was a game where one person would count to 10 or to 20, depending on your prowess mathematically, and the other person would hide somewhere in the house. And when you finished counting, and you'd be blindfolded or in a corner so you couldn't see where the other person was hiding. When you finished counting, you turn around and you go try to find them. And it was an exhilarating game. My brother always hid in the closet in my parents' bedroom. He thought that even though he did it every single time, no one would think of looking for him there. He also did it because you could hide behind the clothes. If you were in the back of the closet, the clothes would be in front of you. So he thought that was incredible hiding. And that's what he thought. And that's what we always played. And because we got along so well, I would never just finish counting. I would, 1, 2, 3, 20, here I come. Ready or not, here I come. But I would never look in the closet, at least not at first. I would look under the bed. I would look behind the refrigerator. I'd scour the whole house before I went to the closet where I knew he always was, because I wanted to make him feel like he was doing well with the game. It's the kind of person I should say I am, or I was. I think it's the same. And finally, I'd go open the closet, and I'd look, and then I'd close the closet door, and as if even I couldn't even find him in the closet, even when I opened the closet. And then I'd start walking away, and the closet door would open, and my brother would come out and go, "Oh, I thought you were out of the room," and that was that half of the game. Then it would come time for my brother to count in the corner while I hid somewhere. I, being older, was somewhat more genius about the whole thing. Rather than hiding in a closet or behind a chair or something, I, in my my genius aspects of life would, I would hide under beds. I thought no one's going to look under a bed for anything, unless you're looking for a monster or something. Who looks under a bed when you're playing hide and seek? I wasn't the brightest bulb in the room either. And I remember one time I walked into my parents' bedroom. My brother was counting. He didn't count to 20. I don't know if he could get that far. He could, but I don't. So I went to the parents' bedroom. This probably happens to you, and it's very interesting. I'm going to stop that story for just a second. I'll get back to it in a second because I know you're intrigued. Isn't it fascinating how people who live together, that if they sleep in the same bed, then they choose sides of the bed. In this case, my mother slept on the left side of the bed, facing the bed, and my father slept on the right side. And no matter what they did or where they went, they always took those sides. Now, I think we're all the same way. You sleep in bed at home, and then when you go to a hotel or something, if you happen to be able to do that, you'll always choose the side of the bed to sleep on that you sleep on at home. It's just, you don't have to, but it's automatic. Your body just says, this is what I must do. It's fascinating psychology. To me, how we are creatures of habit when we're not even conscious of the habit, which I guess what habit is. So my father slept on the right. And I, being a man, I hid under my parents' bed, but I hid under the side that my father sleeps on. If I hid under the side that my mother sleeps on, it would be like, oh, it's just not right. It's just not right. So I'm there, and I'm lying on my back under the bed. And under the bed, there are wooden slats that support the mattress, which is now above me because I'm lying belly up under the bed. And I hear my brother enter the bedroom, and I'm quiet. And he's checking the bedroom closet where he hides, and nothing's there. And then he leaves the room, and I go, oh, fine. Maybe he's coming back in a second. So I'm careful, and I'm about to get out from under the bed, figuring, well, maybe he just can't find me. And I put my hands up on the wooden slats that are under the bed, and I feel this porous, rubbery kind of thing clinging to the wood underneath the wood. And I thought, oh my God, my father chews gum in bed, and this is like wads of gum that he's put under the bed. And I thought, oh, okay, I didn't know that. I never seen him really chew gum, to be honest. He smokes cigars here and there, but I don't chew gum or anything like that. And then I'm feeling around a little bit more, and they're all over the place. It is just like there's just wads and wads and wads of this substance. And then all of a sudden, oh my God, that's not gum. That's nose pickings. Oh my God. And then I remembered, every once in a while, I'll see my father kind of like playing with his nose. I thought he had a cocaine habit, but no. He was picking his nose. And what he would do, apparently, was take his left hand and reach under the bed and deposit it under the bed, figuring nobody will ever know. Little did he think that his kids would be playing hide and seek. They were all over the place, all over. And that's one of my memories of my father. He was a champion in the bed nose picker. And that's really about as disgusting as it gets. Now, when I think of my father, it's not just that he did that, because that's just human. But because I remember him for many other things besides that. But that story always comes to mind, how that happened. I don't know. My father gave me many, many words of wisdom. I've said them on the show before. He said, life is a series of hurdles and speed bumps. It's not the fact that they're in your way. The success of life is how you maneuver around them and over them. It's how you get around them. That's the successful part. That's the secret of getting through life, and that was actually true. And he always said, don't get anxious and upset about the things that are out of your control, because you can't control everything, so don't try to. You can give your 2 cents and your opinions, but you can't necessarily change things because there are other people on the planet too. And I thought, yeah, there are other people on the planet. But when I was younger, I thought they all thought like I did. As I got older, especially like now, apparently not everybody thinks the way I do. A lot of people do. A lot of people, but not enough to make it the consensus. I think you know what I'm talking about here. So I learned that too, which comes in handy during these particular modern days. So, yeah, that's, and I think of my father. What do you think about when you think of your father? Some people, I'm familiar with their backstories, and not a pleasant time. Not a pleasant time. I think that the way that you were treated and brought up in your childhood is indeed the mold of who you are. Not who you could be or anything like that. Not that it stifles you and puts up walls and limitations, but that's what you're working from. That's your base is what you were brought up as. If you had abuse in your family or some type of drug abuse or something like that by a parent or a sibling, that affects you. If someone broke your trust when you were young, did something unto you behind your back, broke your trust, it's difficult when you're an adult to trust everybody. You learn not to. It's the way you're brought up. If you were always coddled and with the helicopter parents, you know, those are the parents that circle around you all the time up in the air. Those people. And then you're out on your own and where's my helicopter's gone? That's not great. That's you're starting from a different building block. If your parents raised you to, you're always a winner. You are never a loser. Don't ever say no. Don't ever accept no. You're a yes person. And then you get out into the real world when you're an adult and you find out a lot of people say no. And you can't handle it. See, it's the way we're brought up that really is the building block of our internal societies. It's fascinating. I'm going to go into another subject matter now, and I'm speaking to the town in which you live. I'm invited into the studio to do this half-hour show once a week. I do a daily program every single weekday on newenglandbroadcasting.com. You can go there, or ronvandam.com, or just Google my name, whatever that may be. And you'll find me all over the place on every single platform, iHeartRadio and Pandora Music, not the jewelry company, and Amazon Music. We're on there, and TuneIn Radio, and Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Audible, all those things. So you'll find me. But we do this. We do a half-hour show every single weekday. It's not just this. I mean, I monologue a lot, but we have celebrities and guests and experts and stuff. We do some interviews, and we all learn together with that. And we have a great cast of comedy writers. They do some comedy bits on the show, and it's quite something. So tune in for that, if you would, please. But when I'm here, I can do something a bit more local. And I don't know the name of this town. What is it? Swampscott? Easton. It's Easton, sorry. I'm speaking to all the towns. Bring back, please, the food festivals. Bring back, please, the taste of, and then whatever town you are. Taste of Swampscott, taste of Easton, taste of Brockton, taste of Whitman, taste of Randolph, taste of Athol. I'm not sure about that one. Yeah, no. But you know what I'm talking about. Because, I don't know if you know, but the COVID's over. More people get the flu than they do COVID, I believe, at this point. But that's not the point. I mean, everybody always had the flu. I mean, we always had flu shots and all that. Now we have COVID shots. I mean, what the hell's the difference? I mean, it's okay for people to gather without masks on. You can do that now. You can do that now. So could you bring those things back again? They were great community builders. Businesses from the community and help organizations from the community had booths at those things, and we all went to them and we all learned about them, and some of us actually got involved in some of them, and went to some of their businesses, and the restaurants gave you samples of their foods, and it was wonderful. And we would actually go to those restaurants subsequently because the food was really good and we wanted to try them out. It was great for business. And it was great for the community, for people to see each other in a social situation. Hey, Bob, how you been? I haven't seen you in a while. Yeah, you know, I guess it took a pizza slice to get us out to say hello. Yeah, you betcha, Bob. It is Bob, right? Oh, I'm sorry, Jim. And then the high schools or whatever schools there would have a jazz band or a little chamber music or something, and we would see that they gave the kids a little platform to play on, and it was just a wonderful event. Wonderful event. Can we bring that back, please? Can we bring that back, please? And I know the reason you stopped doing it was social paranoia. I think we're beyond it now. I know we are beyond it. Can we get back to what we were doing before? Because that was a successful, wonderful thing. I know it was well attended because I went to every one of them. And not in one town. I went to quite a few different towns, and they all were successful. Plenty of people, plenty of food, a good time for all. Everybody was happy. Let's get back to that, huh? I don't know who I'm supposed to be talking to about this, but this is a good way of having a platform. And there's nothing wrong with that. And then I'll go a step further, speaking to the restaurants. I know times are tough. I get it. What happened to the buffets? The few restaurants that have buffets, they charge $40. What? No. I like buffets similar to the food tasting things that I was talking about there, because you have a little bit of every food. You can taste all different things. I think that's fun. Chinese buffets were a good time for me. I enjoyed that. I like it. It's just I don't do it every day, but now and then, good times. Salad bars. No alcohol being served. It's a bar, but it's for salad. Make your own salad. Don't bother me. Make your own salad. Okay, I will. That was fun. I like the salad bars. They had them in all the supermarkets. Now, some supermarkets have the salad bar again, but not all of them. No, they stopped it. And you might find that, well, that was a little bit weird and dirty and stuff because people were sneezing. They were always doing it, and the people weren't dropping in the street. How did this person pass away? Salad bar. It was a bad salad bar. We've got to ban them somehow. I know. Let's here's the thing, man. I'll tell you something. I'm not a teenager. Well, in my head I am, but it's not real. Things weren't so bad. Not everything was bad. I know technology is here and we're trying to make things better. The reason technology is here is so companies can make money selling their technology products. It's really pretty much it, because a lot of it we don't really need. We don't really need it. And in some cases, with technology, we've bypassed the simpler days. Oh, how I long to make a phone call on my landline or my cell phone and have somebody pick up the phone who's a human being. That would be great. But it doesn't happen. It's a robotic thing. And it takes you 3 minutes to listen to all the options. And then them suggestion, well, we don't want to talk to you. Can you just go to the website and try to figure it out yourself? Maybe there's a question that you're asking somebody else asked at some point. I have no idea. But we don't want you talking to people, because if we have to talk to a human, we have to hire the human, and we don't want to do that. That costs us money. It always costs you money. What are you talking about? Just put a human on the phone. Let's get this done. Yeah, I'm arguing with robots. That's stupid. I feel stupid doing it. Get some humans employed again. Now, I have nothing against cultures, but I speak English, and a lot of the people that I'm speaking to on the phone don't. And that's a problem, because if I'm calling a place, it's because I've got a problem with something and I need an answer and I'm frustrated. I need to speak to a human being who can understand me and I understand them. That's fine. If you have an accent, God love you. I mean, I probably do too. And half the people in Boston have an accent. I can't even understand what they're saying. But if I'm reaching a call center in New Delhi, India, I'm not too impressed with the company that's sending me there. Where in the background I can hear 200 other people with phones ringing and people yelling and screaming. And they say, hello, this is Comcast. No, it's not. It's New Delhi, India. I'm not too thrilled with that. I don't think that's nice. Because I have a problem and I want it solved. If I have to wait on hold for more than 2 or 3 minutes, that means you haven't hired enough people to take care of your clients. Therefore, your company sucks customer service-wise. I have canceled credit cards where I've had to wait on hold for extended periods of time because this is a busy time and the call volume is high, so you'll have to hold for 20 minutes. Oh, no, I don't. And when I do get there, I'll cancel that credit card because guess what? There are other credit cards, not just yours. And if I have a problem with mine, I'm not sitting there for 20 minutes. I want it taken care of now or within a reasonable amount of time. We shouldn't be putting up with this stuff anymore. You're not stuck. You can change. There's plenty of companies that do the same thing. Those that have better customer service, I shall gravitate toward. Sure, I'm concerned about price, but support, that's worth the money sometimes. Sometimes it is. So, I say to the founding fathers of the towns and cities in the area, let's get back to those food tasting things and get the communities together again. And if I hear one more company answer the phone with a robot that says, due to COVID, we are experiencing a higher call volume than usual. You can't have a high call volume all the time and say that it's higher than usual. Then this would become usual, so you must solve the usual high call volume, which happens all the time. It's not usual, it's all the time now. Not usually, always. Get your act together. Companies need to start paying for their inabilities. And a really good company that has good customer service and good prices will get a higher volume of customers and therefore be much more rich in their endeavors. Those that don't take care of their customers and charge too much money should find that business will start to wane. And I don't know who Wayne is, but that could be a problem for Wayne. And that's my story. And thanks for listening. Join me on the podcast on some syndicated radio stations. The Ron Van Dam shall be back next week, but until that time arrives, I wish you peace.